welcome to Good Vibes Goddess Tarot. So today we're doing a pick a card reading. So we have two piles here. We have, hold on, Lizard reverse, and we have Firefly upright. So you can pick your pile or piles and head over there. This pick a card reading also ties to a general reading that I did, and pretty much have the same cards with just extra cards in it. I remember the title have something like "Stop Feeling Guilty," I think. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, "Stop Feeling Guilty" will be the reading that ties with this reading. Um, so if you're in your piles and stuff still don't seem like all together, or you watch that reading and you still need to be, a little more precise, then this might be able to help you. But yeah, so you pick your piles, and I see you over there. Hello there, pile one. So you pick the Lizard reverse. Right. Then the card pretty much has some yellows, some pinkish yellow, pinkish orange, then pinkish purple. Um, oh, but then there's also some green and some yellow. So kind of sort of all the chakras is being bothered or represented by the colors in some way, shape, or form. Um, and it's pretty much like his scale. So, and lizards tend to like shed. Okay, but it's reversed. But lizards tend to like shed their skins and stuff like that. Um, but seeing that it's reversed, it's more so tied about like being flaky. So it could be like your. Not a lot of people know this when they are shedding. Some just naturally, like some parts just naturally fall off and just flake off, but not all of it. Some of them like they need their, I don't say partner, but they caretaker, they pets owner help, um and to like peel and shed certain things, unless it will pretty much pile up and then that leads to an infection. Um, so with that being, well, all that being reversed, it could be saying like you could be getting comfortable with your chakras or being in alignment or being in balance, and um or you trying to or you want to, but you keep flaking. You're not really committing to it. If somebody around you is not helping you commit or being very committed, somebody's being flaky at just at that point, just at that. So now from the Heal Yourself deck, we have sadness, self-love. See, and that's what see the pinks and the orangey pinks and the purples, just right here. See, yeah, see your chakras. Told you. It's coming together. I see in it. Then we have pride. Also, we got 5, 6, 7. So rather than de-escalating the situation, you pretty much, but it's escalating real fast, I guess you could say. And then we have rejection. Somebody's being flaky because they're too busy worried about what other people gonna think, what other people's gonna say. That's their pride and ego is getting in the way of them actually being in themselves and loving themselves and just being who they truly are, which the pink talks about your comfort zones, your comfort levels, things that's very sweet, loving, and comforting and stuff like that. With purple, it talks about your third eye, your intuition, your psychic abilities, but also trusting yourself and your psychic abilities. With the orange, that's your sacral chakra, which is all about yourself in a way. So it's saying, like, it's pretty much saying, and then with the yellow, that's all about, like, taking action. And it's like you're not taking action on things that can actually lead you and bring you comfort because you are too busy scared and worried about, I just realized something. She has, something in her hand, and that's the same thing that the, in the love card, she has in her hand, and it's like the same portrait back there. I just realized that. So it could be like rejection and love, but also with the self love here, because like you're rejecting yourself and like taking care of yourself and loving yourself because you're so busy worried about relationships and thinking that they're gonna give you the love that you can give yourself, and they won't. Which is why you're gonna end up being this cycle of sadness because the people that you are, yes, the people that you actually like and want somebody that loves themselves and take care of themselves, not very pride and ego, vain, and self-centered and egotistical. It just like have actual confidence, not pride. It's completely different. Um, because with the skeleton being here, you know the saying like your pride will be the death to you and stuff like that is like very. That's what it is. That's why they could be rejecting you because some people are seeing that you just all fluff and there's nothing really behind it. Like you're cute, yeah, fine, but that's it. Like that's all. So you're mainly focusing on the rejection and not the reason why they're rejecting you, or like what just popped in my head is like you could be like offering something and they reject the offer. You think they're rejecting you when that's not necessarily the case. Because what just popped was like if you popped in my head is like if you're, let's say we're in a classroom or an office wherever, okay, and you're giving out pencils or offering pencils or pens and stuff like that, and then you come to me and was like, oh, you want this pen, you want this pencil, and I was like, yeah, no thank you. Because I said no thank you, you just like, oh my gosh, she hate me, she don't want my pens, no my pencils, she don't like me, and blah 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 blah. And it's just like, no, I just don't need a pen or a pencil. I'm not rejecting you, I'm rejecting your offer. You are not your offer, and your offer is not you. That's what it is. But your pride is telling you that you are the offer when that's not the case. I don't need your pen and your pencils because I have enough of them. I have enough. I have a whole drawer full. I don't need another one. Like it's that like when so it's like being able to separate yourself from like your offer. Like if you ask somebody out, they're rejecting the offer of dating you, but they're not rejecting you. They might say, no, I don't want to date you, but I want to be your friend. They didn't reject you, they just rejected that offer. But the other offer of being friends still stands. Could have been acquaintances, associates, who knows? But like other option still stands. And these came out together, so we have, okay, I'm gonna read them one by one. But I'm gonna put them together because they, like I said, they go together. So we have lightning with sudden change, shocking news, surprise. You, nope. With upheaval and transformation. That. The problem was epiphany, but then I was just like, I don't know if that's how that word spelled. Then we have love call, someone expressing love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. And then we have breaking up, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandoned. Oh, axe. I don't know if I said that part. Then we have Cupid's arrow with have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation, or meeting and hesitation. Okay. I see. The sudden change or shocking news that you're about to receive is that somebody from your past, somebody that rejected you or broke up with you out of nowhere, want to stop the silent treatment, express how they feel, and they gonna tell you how they feel. Might even ask you out on the date. Then you end up going on the date. They might be late. Um, or something about it you're hesitating about. It's a couple of different things. So like two different scenarios. Okay, that's what I meant. Um, so there's a sudden change, and it's a surprise. Like I said, to some people, because it's somebody from your past, or somebody that pretty much abandoned you or broke up with you. Y'all separated. You haven't spoke in a very long period of time, or over a while. It could have been somebody that rejected you and let their pride and ego get in the way. Funny enough, because I said rejection is the same, similar. The card is similar to love. Um, I can try to find it, see if it was in the next pile, then you might need to watch the next pile. If it's not, then it has nothing to do with the piles. But let me see. Oh, found it. But see, she has the same thing in her hand, like necklace on her hand, and it's literally the same person. So it's like where it's just opposite. And I don't think it's the same person, but it's just like, or it could be the same person. Either way, it's just like on opposite ends. Oh yeah, this is 1328. So it could be the same person, and then she just recovered from the rejection and realized it wasn't love, which is why you could be hesitant about it. Where you probably had your heart out, put your heart on your sleeve, but just being all out here, you pretty much laid everything out there and express yourself and said everything in the way that you wanted to say. Because here, her chest is not as exposed. So that could be also the transformation that occurred and that happened. But also, there's a voodoo doll on the table, so it could be a lot that was going on here. But it's the same person. It's like the same picture, just on the other side, like the other side of the room. Um, or like I said, this being 13 and this being 28, it could have been like a different period or different time. Um, but back to what I was saying, it could have been like somebody that broke up with you and rejected you, separated from you, gave you the silent treatment. Um, because either your pride was getting in the way and you couldn't express yourself and tell them what how you felt, or they was too prideful and couldn't tell you how they felt. So as a result, they rejected you, and that affected how you felt about yourself because you thought you wasn't worthy or deserving of love when that wasn't the case. That's why it could be the epiphany, like that wasn't the case, and that can be very shocking and surprising that now this person that once rejected you or broke up with you abandoned you or just stopped talking to you out of nowhere, and now all of a sudden sharing their feelings. But with this hesitation, the reason why I say they might ask you out on the date, even though that's like there's a card that represents that and that's not here, was because of the time over here. And then, like I said, this ties to the love card. So this person could like with this love card express how they felt, told you how they felt. Then with the pride being here, that's why I said that ask you out on a date. You go out on a date with a surprise invitation and or meeting, and they don't end up showing up with the time being here behind her and a spider web pretty much forming. So it's like you waited a while for that person to come and show up, and they didn't show up. And that kind of sort of broke your heart. You had to heal from that, or you're healing from that. Figure out which one you are. You're either healed or you're healing from it. Um, but now I'll go this way. So that's combining with that. But now just focusing on this surprising change and having faith. Like I said, that transformation, like that's why I keep saying, like you probably already healed from it. You probably were sad at some point in time and sat over this rejection because you probably wanted love and you thought this was love, but when you started to love yourself with the self-love, you started to realize the difference between love and pride. With this person, the reason why they couldn't express themselves and tell you how they felt was because their pride was in the way. And with this stopping the pattern, you no longer want that or dealing with that. Which is shocking to this person because the love that is coming is not prideful or superficial or reject you over something stupid or silly. Like, not every day your confidence is going to be 100. Sometimes your confidence level might be like an 80. Nobody have like 100% confidence. So it's like the most you probably have is like a 90. And it's like, okay, fine, that's great. If it works for you, it works for you. Some days you might wake up, you might not feel like you're a 90. You might feel like an 80 today. It's like, all right, cool. You're still pretty. You're still cute. You're still functioning. You're still breathing, right? Like, it's okay. Like, somebody's not going to reject you for something stupid or silly like that. Like, maybe you woke up today, you feel kind of bloated. Okay. That's fine. Everybody get bloated from time to time. It's a sign that you're alive. All right. Like, it's cool. It's fine. Your body is doing what it's supposed to do. Like, it's just, so it's that. Like, it's very shocking to this person that because they saw what they was giving to you as love when it was more so just pride and ego and stupid. And the sudden change that you having faith and actually loving yourself and taking care of yourself and providing for yourself. That's where I was like, somebody is uncommittal and just flaking. I don't know who, which is another reason why I'm just like, if you go on a date with this person, you might be waiting for a while, or they might just like say, oh, it's 7. Oh, like be there at 7, and they don't come until like 8, 9, 10. And then Steve Harvey, even though he didn't have like the best marriages or stuff like that, he was like, that's an indication of like somebody that can't keep their word. They told you 7, and then the fact that, let's say from like it was at 7 and they don't show up until like 9 or 10 stuff like that, and they never told you or spoke to you between that time, like, hey, I'm gonna be late, hey, I'm doing this, I'm gonna be there, blah 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 blah. They never gave like a heads up or anything like that, but just showed up and expect you to be ready by like 9 and still go. Is that's showing who that person is. That's pride and ego. They think that you just sit there and wait for them, which could be very surprising. With this surprise, and we have surprise invitation and meeting. But also with that love coming, it could be saying like this new person that is coming is going to be very completely different than the other person that you had, which might cause, I don't really call the upheavals. It's more so like you're not used to this. So your pride, if you still have a little bit there, might try to tell you or try to sabotage you and say like it's it's not beneficial for you, or that it's flaky, like they just gonna leave like everybody else is gonna leave, and that's probably not the case to cause you to hesitate on this transformation and this change. Um, when this new person that's coming in, like I said, is gonna express their love to you with no problem. Like if y'all break up, is not going to be like no, but like bad terms. You know, some people can like break up and like amicable. Words not coming to me. Just mutually, okay, and just be cool and be fine and be dandy. Um, like even people that get divorced and stuff like that, they can be cool and they be feel like there's no problem, there's no beef and stuff like that. Now, some people, it's not always like that. It always gotta be some type, like one bitter party, and they want to be hurt, even though the marriage or the relationship wasn't the best. It's just like, oh well, you're supposed to be miserable with me and tough it out with me, and because blah blah blah. It's like no, no, no. So that's why you end up separating, and now they wanna give you like this message and express themselves to you, where this other person, they won't wait until y'all break up to express their feelings and tell you how they feel. And hold on, so we have breakup. It's someone expressing their love. So somebody, that's what's like, somebody that rejected you and broke up with you is the one that was telling you how they feel now, and it's all after the fact. It's like that makes no sense. There was separation and a message of love. Yeah, pretty much like what you said. Somebody that y'all broke up with is now telling you how they feel. Not when I was with them, but like after the fact, because somebody knew was coming. And then we have stop the pattern, thinking of you and letting you know. Oh, so now this old person gonna try to make it seem like they're gonna stop. When they think about you, they're just gonna tell you and let you know, but in all actuality, they're gonna start in the beginning. That's why they're saying that they're uncommittal. It's not gonna continue. At some point, it's gonna go silent, and they're gonna stop doing it. They're gonna give up. They're gonna abandon it. And then you're gonna go back to feeling rejected and being sad and blase, blase, blase. And then we have air chalice. It's pretty much your thoughts, like with the purple, your thoughts, your ideas, your intuition, pretty much everything that you do in your mind that you don't really like write on paper. Oh, you speaking, you speak, you're speaking your words and stuff like that. You know, some people have inner monologues in their heads, stuff like that. So all of that ties together. Oh, and also that could be also with the inner monologue, that could also be spirit, you know, also talking to you from time to time, but just in your own voice. Oh, like a conscience. There we go. Jiminy Cricket popped in my head. Like your conscience and stuff like that. That's also in your air chalice. Certain feelings, even though feelings is more so the heart, you could be thinking your feelings, and that could cause a lot of confusion and like upheaval and problems, because you're supposed to feel your feelings, not think your feelings. But I mean, I understand why you could be sitting there trying to think about your feelings, because when people be like, how you feel? And it's just like, I know I feel something. Okay, and I know it's a word for how I feel, but what is that word? Exactly. That's when you become to thinking of it, then you start thinking about why you feel this way and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes it's just simple. With the sadness here, you feel sad. Okay? You feel sad. Because when you think about sadness, or just, it really like there's basic words, but then there's other feelings that ties to it. So it's like, if you're depressed, why are you depressed? It's simple because you're sad. What are you sad about? Just rather than be like, why am I depressed? What am I depressed about? Just ask, why am I sad? Because your mind or your body gonna be like, I don't know. I'm just depressed. I feel tired. I've been feeling tired for a while now. I don't know. Depression is just different for everybody. Like, it's just, so I know some people feel tired and fatigued. Some people don't eat. Some people eat a lot. Okay, so it's just like, you, rather than try to be like, why am I doing that? But like, especially with the eating, because it's just like, if you ask yourself, oh, why am I eating so much? Because you need to survive. That's a good reason, is it not? Exactly. So just ask yourself, why are you sad? Those are like the basic questions you can get to. Because sometimes your mind will play tricks, and like I said, you're probably overeating, and it's like, well, you need to survive, right? You need food, right? Food give you fuel, right? Like that kind of thing. So that will kind of sort of, you like brush past the sadness and think that everything is okay and everything's fine. But then, probably like months go by, and then you're looking in the mirror like, who is this person? And it's like, you've been overeating to cover your sadness, or to not pay attention to it, to distract yourself from it. And it's showing up in other ways. So yeah, that's all I got for that one. With the air chalice, air can be many different things. Also, yeah, all these are kind of sort of air. Lightning bolts is in the air. Is in the clouds. A call, like I just said, was you speaking, talking to each other, communication. That's air. Um, an axe is swords in the tarot. That's air. You can also throw an axe in the air. Okay. And the arrow, you shoot that in the air. So like all of this ties to the air, and it's also trying to say you might need to get control over your thoughts and your mind, and don't let somebody else control you. Just by saying like just by based on some simple communication. Like, I called you cute. Now are we going out? We dating now? Like, no. So it's just like you gotta be able to find a balance. Like, not everybody that says they love you actually love you, or meant you be in a relationship with them, or you together, like stuff like that, or they're yours, or stuff like. Just gotta find a balance. Be rational, I guess you could say. Then these two go together, so we have the faiths and observers. And then we have rejuvenation. Yeah, like I said. Then we have yin. Yeah. See, and the pink and the purples is coming. It's coming through. And then the greens and the blue. See, yeah. You have self-love now. Your heart is open. And especially with the in the potion, but I don't know what the fuck is that, but I'm gonna call it a potion or necklace, whatever the hell it is. It's green, right? And the green represents your heart chakra. Then even on here with self-love, on her, even though it's like sheer, she has a necklace, and the necklace is, you could say emerald or whatever, but it's still green at the end of the day, and represents your heart chakra, and it's like right in the center of her chest. So it's like your love for self, and could be like love for others, is what is being rejuvenated. Okay, and you are expressing your love for yourself, probably like for other people, like your friends and stuff like that, or people that you really care about. You know, you might be going out your way or doing certain things for them, and because that's what Ying talks about, being nurturing and kind. Is all the elements of the queen being very nurturing, very motherly, and just very soft and very gentle. So hmm, I think the person, whoever you was with in your past, the person that you are now, and they haven't changed, so you can pretty much see the difference. When you look at yourself, you see the difference between self-love and pride. Before I used to say, like, you actually have confidence and this person just have pride and ego. You can also see the difference between love and nurturing. And with the fates being here in the observer, and then with the star and the moon, even though there's like three different fates, you're not really in you can make choices and stuff like that, but you're not in control of when it ends, or when this happens or when that happens, and like blah blah blah. So you wasn't in control of something coming back. So when this person tried to destroy your self-love and your self-confidence, and how you cared about yourself and feel about yourself, being loving, caring, and nurturing, you wasn't the one that pretty much brought it back or rejuvenated. It was the faith, spirit that did it. They was a silent observer, and they brought it back and rejuvenated and helped healed you to the point where now you can like heal yourself and interact with other people and stop certain patterns before you even start them, by having, because yeah, with the having faith and stuff like that. And then we have the faiths, like, you continue to have faith in spirit, and you're living in your life purpose, or trying to be in your life purpose and be in alignment, that Also, what just popped in my head was the Tower card because it's a star here, and then we have rejuvenation. So it's like even though you had like this tower moment, it was very shocking with the lightning here. It's this shocking tower moment. Things probably was brought down and stuff like that. You trust and have faith that if spirit destroyed something, they're not just gonna destroy it and not give you something to replace it. Um, so this person try to destroy how you like your self love or your self worth, and it probably hurt you at the moment or when it happened. But as time went on, spirit pretty much was also helping you and show you like most of that was pretty much your pride, which is why you was able to see eye to eye with this person. It wasn't actual self love when you actually accept your flaws and all. So this your pride is more so you ignore all your flaws and stuff like that. Um and feel like you're all high and mighty and like above everybody else when that's not the case. Like that's why it's skeleton. Like it's you're literally just dead inside. There's nothing there. Where self love, where there's actual life, there's love, there's nurturing, there's rejuvenation, there's things coming back. Um, where pride, you can't rejuvenate anything. Nothing is gonna come back to life or be balanced or be stable or gentle or nurturing. There, it it pretty much literally kills everything. Um, and that's what you're healing from. And with the observers, some of y'all, your people was watching you, um, silently. Like we were saying with the silent treatment, they silently watched you, silently stalked you, saw saw the rejuvenation or this change that was happening and occurring in your life, and now pretty much seeing how things balance out so nicely and gently for you, where for your pride and stuff like that. The difference between your pride and your higher self, pride is more yelling and aggressive. Popped in my head is like Oscar the Grouch. Um, what? The Grouch. Yeah. Also the Grinch. 'Cause I was like, but like the but both of them. Um, just all aggressive and always trying to bring somebody. Kind of sort of like a bully, pretty much. Where your higher self is more, it's very nice, very gentle. Like, oh, like you spilled something on the floor. Okay, it's okay. Let's go get a napkin and clean it up. It's like it's very kind and very nurturing, and it doesn't necessarily raise it. It probably get like very stern, but like it doesn't raise his voice in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't like its tone might change, but its voice levels doesn't change. Where pride is more so always aggressive. Um, higher self is more like I won't say passive, but more no gentle. Um, then we have never chase love, affection, or attention. If it isn't given freely by another person, it isn't worth having. So yeah, pretty much. Mm. So, did this person reject you because you ain't chase them? I don't know. Okay, I don't know what this person was doing. But either way, they rejected you, broke up with you, separated from you. That wasn't in your life. You're not together. Okay. And now they're trying to come back and talk to you because either whatever you rejuvenate and bring them back to life, they want to be a part of it, or an idea that you had. They either see that you're on the way of discovering it or create it or bringing it to life. It's something. Oh no, if it's rejuvenated, right? No, if it was dead and you brought it back, right? And then we have yin, which is nurturing it. You, yeah, you now have it. You taking good care of it. You tending to it. You nurturing it. You catering to it. And they either didn't expect it to come back to life. Because with the axe and then this being a tree, is like they cut it, like, let's say, they cut the tree down and they just thought, oh, it's always going to be a tree stump or stuff like that. But let's say you touched it or you went there, you visited, you just watered it, it no longer be just a stump, like an actual whole other tree started like growing again, and they just like, what the fuck? How did nobody ever did that shit? Like, what the fuck did you do? How did you do that? And they pretty much sat there and watched you do the whole thing the whole time. All you did was water it or just visit it. You just did little simple shit. But it somehow nurtured and helped bring it back. And they just like, hey, nobody did this shit before. Like, what made you so different and stuff like that. But we have, don't forget to drink water and get sunlight. You're basically a house plant with complicated feelings. So like I was just saying, with depression and sadness. Sadness is a form of depression. But then, are you depressed or are you melancholy? You see? Different terms for different words. So it's complicated. Just so I get it. I get how it can be, a lot of. That's why Nine of Swords is also air. It can be anxious, very nerve wracking, and stuff like that. So just don't leave your feelings, which is water, to be water. Okay, just let it stay with stay water. Don't think about your feelings unless only time you need to think about your feelings is if you need to put it into words. And if you can't put it into words, some people draw. Okay, watch a show, watch a movie, something, do something, act it out, some way. Okay, but everybody's ways is different. Then we have stay genuine, the tables will turn. Dude, that's what I'm just like. I think April said that at some point when you was expressing your feelings and stuff like that, they wouldn't say anything back. Now you about to get somebody the complete opposite. I think April was saying that even like a year. No, it hasn't been a year yet. But a couple of months ago, where like another man trashes another man treasure. They treated you like trash, so somebody else gonna come treat you like treasure. That's literally what it is. So now they trying to come in before this person treats you like treasure, or feel like somebody's already treating you like treasure, which is, even if it's just you, they want to come in and stop that. So because if you already have this self-love, right? Now you loving yourself and caring for yourself and like nurturing yourself real, because yin is empress, so and that empress energy, that high, or because with the two could also be like high priestess a little bit, or you slowly becoming like a intuitive empress and stuff like that. Some of y'all could be like literally that, or some of y'all could just simply just be the empress, not probably not so much intuitive. Either way can be very healing. Like if something is like, what just popped in my, is like the three little pigs. So let's say you built a house and it got destroyed. You like with the tree, like you go find the materials and stuff like that and build it up, like build it again, like stronger than what it was before. Then even it knocks down, you just continue to build it stronger than it was before. Like each time it get knocked down, you learn something. Or let's say you already built the house, and while you built the house you learned some type of information. You're like, that would have been good to know, but like when I was doing this, so this house got knocked down, you like acquire that knowledge that you acquired, you use that and implicate it and put it in as well. So it keeps getting better and better as it goes, and stronger and stronger. That's why with this hesitation, that's why with the purples are saying like to trust yourself. And that's another reason why they needed this self-love and why they wanted you to have this self-love, so you can start trusting yourself and believing in yourself. So this person can't come in all willy-nilly and sabotage you and trick you and just say all nice little sweet kind words and you just give in. Then we have talking badly about someone else why they aren't there to defend themselves says more about you than the person you're talking about. Also with the observer, like I said, somebody was watching. Some of y'all, your person was actually watching y'all, stalking y'all. And then, or they sent somebody else, like in the, like a, I won't say a spy, but or an informant, and that person was going back and forth. And then whatever that was being said or brought back to that person, they would sit there and talk about it. Cause for some of y'all people, it's like every Friday they was throwing a party in your honor, and it's like, where they getting money to do this? But then when I see like homeless, it's just like y'all didn't really have the money and the funds to be throwing this party every Friday, but yet y'all doing it. So it's just, it's something weird like that. Like it's something weird like that for some of y'all people, and it's just to sit there and talk shit about you. Will they tell you that? No. Were you invited? No. So it's just, but they spent time to talk about you, time, money, and efforts. Then we have a good tree can't bear bad fruits, and a bad tree can't bear good fruits. Matthew said. See, that's what I said. Spirit was watching you the whole time. So you didn't have control over this. So the reason why it's coming back to life is rejuvenated is because Spirit said so. God said so. And it was a good tree. There was no reason for these bad fruits, these bad trees to cut you down. You didn't do anything wrong. They was just jealous of the fruits that you bared. Because they can't bear the same fruits that you got. And then we have, just because I didn't react, didn't, well, just because I did not, what? Just because I do not react does not means I did not notice. Oh, that's probably what it is. They were trying to do something to get a rise out of you, an attention out of you, a reaction out of you. And since you didn't react, they just figured that you didn't see or that you didn't notice, and that was a lie. Then we have breaking news. No one knows what the hell they are doing. We are just trying to wing it, really. Honestly and truly. Nobody got a script for life. Nobody. This shit happens, man. We just gotta go with it. We just gotta go with it. Then we have, oh my God, I'm the problem. Okay, then we have Little Miss has, oh, Little Miss have to have the last fucking word. Oh yeah, that can be a problem. Oh, but that's also pride. You don't have to have the last word. You want to have the last word, but that's not really necessary. And then we have, if the world outside is void of hope and if the world outside is void of hope and its despair is contagious, then I will have to infect everyone with my hope. Living in despair isn't really living at all. And that's Danganronpa. I forgot I can't say his actual name to tell you what it says. I just know it's Danganronpa. The first one. Then we have, dreams can become reality with Izuku Midoriya. Okay, one more. Then we have, sheesh, Earth is messed up, y'all, from The Good Place. Oh yeah, funny enough, she was supposed to be the judge in the show. So pretty much in The Good Place is something about like how, there's hell, and then, which is the bad place, and the good place is heaven. So one of the people was trying to tell the judge, like, what he thought that the bad place was rigging the numbers to make it seem like, to make it so, make it so people could end up in the bad place, when it's like they really didn't have to, because everything had like consequence and stuff like that, where even if it's like the same thing that somebody did, where one person, I think there was like, they bought flowers, right? Somebody bought flowers for their grandmother and sent it to their grandmother, and if it was two, okay, don't go here. Two people bought flowers and sent to their grandmother. Where this one, it was all natural, there was no consequences, so everything was all fine and dandy. So he got like, let's say plus 20 points. Where this person did the exact same thing, but they got minus like 40 points or 500 points because the flowers that they sent was grown by a manufacturer that was doing something bad, and so it was like he was pretty much getting penalized for somebody else's mistakes. And then it's like, so like you had to like do background and look into it. They were talking about phones, not actual flowers, but it was like, no, but shoes and stuff like that. Even though we may not want to think about it, how they be like, oh, they in a factory overseas, they're not getting a lot of money, they're not getting paid as much, they're not really getting breaks, it's not like the best working conditions and stuff like that. It's like that. Like that, like you bought something from there, but you didn't really know it was from there, and because you did that, now you got negative 500 points, and it's like, what? That's not really fair. So she was like Earth is messed up. Like it's real hard to be a good person. Okay, it's real hard to be a decent person. Um, or to even heal. So that's why it's just like nobody knows what they do, right? And everybody would like to tell you what they think you should know, what you think you should do. But then you might feel like you're the problem, when in all actuality you're not the problem. You're just trying to make your dreams become a reality, and they haven't had the confidence or the courage to do it, or even the skills or the research to do it. Resources to do it. I said research, not resource. So probably you actually spent the time to research it and gain the resource and materials that you need to do it, and this person didn't. Which is why your dreams was coming reality and theirs not. And then, which is why with the observer, it's easy. Some people can just see who the problem is, but the pride and ego, that person trying to make it seem like you were the problem when you weren't the problem. But with the sadness, you probably thought and believed and felt like you was the problem, which is why you started rejecting yourself, which then pretty much helped them create whatever the fuck they wanted to do. And like with your mind, rot your mind or control your mind, but that wasn't the case. You're not the problem. You're perfectly fine. Um, the problem was your choices, not you. Um, and you did certain choices, like I said before, because you didn't want to be rejected. But the people that was rejecting you are always the people that think that they know best, and that's all pride and ego. With oh, I Little Miss always have to have the last fucking word. That's pride and ego. Even if it's a guy, even if they're wrong, they still need to have the last word. It's like, yeah, that's a problem. Like you're wrong. Shut up. And then it'd be like, oh, then shut me up then. Like like I was trying to make you continue to think that you were smart. Like I could show you that you're stupid and what you said was dumb. Like it's that. Like they won't shut up until like they put in their place, but then they get mad and upset, and then still want to have something to say, but then it's like you have nothing to say because you were wrong and you said something stupid. It's like it's all pride and ego. Um, no, like the saying they all bark and no bite and stuff like that is like that. Where you, it's like you bark and you bite. You do both. You do both. They don't do both. So and they don't have both. So where with the despair and then hope is like where you can be sad, but then still like go between sadness, but then loving yourself. Or even while you're sad, you're talking yourself through it and giving yourself time to like go through the sadness and like that's actually helping yourself and loving yourself and caring for yourself and taking care of yourself. Where this person, they won't do that. They just try to suppress it and overlook it and bury it behind other things and try to sabotage you and bring you down as if it's somehow your fault somewhere. Then we have the King of Pentacles with the adored God with obedience, cause harmony and peace, calming anger in anyone. Then we have the Three of Pentacles with God hears limitations with mental forces, protection against sorrows and illness. And then we have the Ace of Wands with the patient God with its fertility and multiple multiplications, protection against despair, help one be patient. And then we have the high priestess. Didn't I saw this before? See? The high priestess with God, the eternal and lasting with success and protection against like magic and spells. Then we have the Six of Pentacles with the favorable God with divine grace, cures rage and pestilence, absorb the guilty. Funny enough, because this reading ties to stop feeling guilty, and it's saying like it's absorbing your guilt. You're healing from the guilt. You felt guilty about being a problem, which caused you to feel sad when you weren't the problem. They was the problem. Also, Lamentations is a book in the Bible, but Lamentations just mean like where it says on here like sorrowful. It's just like sorrowful cries unto the Lord, or just spirit. Even silent tears and stuff like that. He knows what the words mean behind those tears and stuff like that. He heard all of it. Okay, and he saw all of it. So it's just like he knows who's wrong, who's not wrong. And then who's the good tree, who's the bad tree. And then the fact that you're like being brought back to life, you was the good tree. He will not bring a bad tree back to life. He will not do that. He will not do that. And with also, whatever he destroys, because I forgot what part of the Bible that's in, but he was like, whatever door he closes is closed, and nobody else is opening it. Only he opens it. So if you want to close it and destroy it, he's closing and destroying it. Then he can go build it up back somewhere else. Like he pretty much he shows that pretty all the time. Like I think it was like I forgot which part it was. And it was like a church, and it was had all the glitz and the glamour. So it talks about like in very like details to say like it was very beautiful, and even though it was beautiful, it was destroyed. It was a very beautiful and great church. It was meant to worship in, and that was great, and that was wonderful, and that's fine. It was good in his eyes, and he destroyed it. And he will then transfer it somewhere else and build it back up, even bigger and better than what it was before. So it's like he always upgrading and doing bigger and better things, pretty much. Where this person, with that pride and ego, they're not doing that. It's the opposite. Then we have the Ten of Swords with the marvelous, there we go, God, with reevaluation and protection from sadness and giving reevaluation in dreams. So, some of y'all got messages in many different ways. It could be y'all hear things, thoughts, even if it's like in your... might be in like in your voice, might like a conscience and stuff like that, just higher yourself. But if that's not working for you, could be in dreams. If you wake up and you still remember like what the hell going on in your dreams and you don't normally do that, that's what they was talking about. They're trying to tell you something. And then we have the Two of Swords with God, Lord of all virtues, with breaking the circles, lifting oppressive boundaries, boundaries, and breaking victories. Then we also have breaking and stopping patterns here. So okay, how to see this, how to put this. With the High Priestess being here, being overall, there's somebody from your past that was very materialistic and superficial that you was in collaboration with at some point in time. It probably started off very passionate, very high-paced or fast-paced, where it was very like a lot of action-based, and that's why you could have mistaken the love, but it was actually just passion or just a lot of ambition. Oh yeah, she the only one that ain't got no shirt on. Right? So your chest is out. Like we had here, being vulnerable with the star. on, and it was in the past, yeah. To this part, so in the past, you probably was very open and vulnerable with this person, and trying to build and collaborate with them, and they were more so materialistic and were more so focusing on multiplying their money, where you was focusing on with the fertility of the land and growing, making sure you had very stable ground, like stable and fertile grounds and stuff like that. Like, what just popped is like you're where the King of Pentacles, consort the King of Pentacles reverse, where this person was more so just jump at any opportunity, even if it was like a pyramid scheme or like a scam or anything like that. Like you would take the time out and like figure it out and like be able to realize like, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. Like, oh, that's a scam. No, I'm not gonna put my money in that. Well, that person would more so put their money in it. Like you're not doing it, and the fact that you wouldn't do it, they probably rejected you and left you out in the cold for that reason. But because they was more so focused on the like multiplying their money, but you was more so realizing like that's not fertile. That's not. It's not gonna bring me money all the time, or money is not gonna continue to flow in, coming in, and Six of Pentacles. So you never get to it, and then it come to an end, and come to like it came to an end or a halt, or this person then stabbed you in the back. But then when things came out of halt and stagnation. So with the High Priestess here, it could be like all that was happening behind your back. You didn't really know it was happening in secrecy. But you just felt sadness. You probably didn't know why, but as time went on, either you was able to figure it out or know why or see why. And you no longer give into it, want to give to it, want to be a part of that pattern or that cycle. Also, you realizing that if you had stayed with this person with this absorbing guilt, you at some point probably was waiting for this person, and or was waiting for an explanation and wanted this person to come back, and over time things started to change. You felt a little bit guilty because you did want this person to come back and you wanted them to be a part of their life, but they made the choice to not be a part of your life, so you just have to let them live with their choices. Like you have to live with your choices. And the reason why they won't be in your life is because they will give you nothing but sadness, bring you nothing but sadness, stress and anxiety, and they want to control you and oppress you. If they want to go do scams, you're supposed to be on the side doing scams with them. If they lose their money, you're supposed to give them money, so they can lose your money as just as much as they just lost their money. Is that? Then we have chakra balance angel. Oh, I was just talking about it, but it's reversed. So it's like it's trying to bring all this into balance. Might be. I would say like somebody is watching you in secret. So it's like there's a lot of secrets happening. There's a lot of things behind the scenes or underneath happening. And then we have the angel of travel. So you might be moving away from something, or you're moving away from this, or this moving away from you. But yeah, that's all I see for you, Power 1. If you feel like this reading resonated with you or helped you in some way, shape, or form, then please like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you for watching. Hello there, Power 2. Welcome to your reading. So you picked the Firefly. More so see yellow, but there's a tint of, I was gonna say that's green, but then it could be blue, okay? But blue on top of yellow creates green. Then we have some orange, kind of sort of like some pinks. If you see, like, look a little closer in there, okay? The little lines. So orange talks about your sacral chakra. Yellow is your solar plexus, so you're taking action on something. With the firefly, they always, they light up and stuff like that. What just popped in my head is from DC, the Firefly. I don't know. It's, um. So with that, okay, could be okay. If it's that right with the villain, like, well, she's not really a villain, and it wasn't like she always had that kind of power, but it's like something happened where she ended up with it, and now she doing. You have to at some point with the pinks. There's something about being comfortable with it, um, and being comfortable with yourself, even if not like the villain and stuff like that. You don't know who I'm talking about with the DC comics and Batman. Don't worry about it. It could just be simply like you being in the spotlight and you probably didn't expect it or wanted it to happen, but over time you're gonna feel comfortable with it and feel confident and enough to be yourself and who you are, and to speak your mind and realize that there's other people that I see more pinks that's like matching with you, that loves it, that like, because normally you don't see just fire like one firefighter, you see like a whole bunch of other ones like flying around. So it's like there's other people that feel the same way as you, or like you say what they feel or stuff like that, so they are drawn to you, like because you're on the same wavelength, you're on the same little, comfort zone and stuff like that. And each person is comfortable being themselves and expressing themselves. It's not this person is trying to outdo this person and bring this person or eat this person and throw them off the leaf. It's not that. Y'all just in your own little area, just flying around and stuff like that. Y'all mixing, y'all mingle, y'all might chase each other, y'all play. It's all fine and dandy. Alright, so from the Heal Yourself deck, we have Self Sabotage. And then we have the Owl back there. So something is taking flight, or it's in the air. Then we have Soulmate. Sexual art. And letting go. Okay. So it's kind of sort of giving me it's like the villain. I keep saying villain, but I'm not sure she's a villain. But the Batman character Firefly, okay, don't fully remember the origin, but I don't believe she was born with that ability, or even like the way that she is and stuff like that. Something happened. Um, but either way, so let's say something happened and stuff like that, and also, that's why I keep saying hero with a villain, because the part of the hero journey, there is a part where the hero might end up becoming a villain with that little turning point. And they start like self-sabotaging themselves. Um, like with Thor, when remember he started drinking and stuff like that, and he had like a bear belly, self-sabotage, and like he was real close to becoming a villain. Like it was, he was real close. Okay. So that's what like I said, like the bird is like that's still up in the air, because it's like nobody is sabotaging but yourself, and it's like it all depends on you. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It all depends on what it is. But with soulmate, um, and then it's being like healing the self. Like could be as of right now, you're healing yourself from self, like trying to stop self sabotaging and stuff like that. Realize when you're doing and cutting it out that you're healing it, or it could be saying like you need to heal it, because you could have been the reason why you could have been attracted to like certain soulmates were because of this self sabotaging behavior that you've seen in them. Do you realize that you also have with like the whole karmic things, like negative trait in somebody else, which was attracted you to them, and then end up sleeping with them, and you're letting those go. So it's either you're healing from it, or you're in the stage of healing it and letting it go. You know what you're doing. Okay? Oh, that's all I got. You know what you're doing. But it's like once you realize why you're self-sabotaging and stop it or become aware of it, you stop giving or sleeping with certain things or certain people, or find certain things attractive or sexual. Like, let's say you think muscle cars are cute, okay? Or very sexy. Or you used to. That was very sexy and sexually appealing and stuff like that. So anybody that had a muscle car, you would just, panties were soaked, you would just, or it could be vice versa, your dick got hurt, whatever, and you try to sleep with that person, talk to that person. And it's like now, where you're letting go of certain things, you look at a muscle car, all you hear is how loud it is, or if it is loud. I don't know which one is loud. Okay, either way, I gave up my whole things on cars. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. I started focusing on the things. But the ones that's all loud and do the do like that, those cars, like you no longer find those things attractive and sexy. You feel like, oh my goodness, like shut up. Like why? No one don't need to know your whereabouts and where you're going, and that you was here. Like it's that kind of thing. You no longer, you're letting it go. You no longer find it attractive, sexy, or appealing, or attractive. You more so find it as a nuisance and annoyance, and pretty much like attention seeking. Then we have photograph. We're looking at your picture, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. No, it's the Temptations. When I was reading this, that's like, how can he hurt you? And it's just like, what? The odds. So yeah, pretty much like I said, the reason why you was with this soulmate or this person for so long was because you saw certain parts of yourself in them that was hard for you to leave and let go. Because you felt like if you walked away from that person, you also walking away from yourself, when that's not the case. Also, this reminds me with this letting go of my Martians deck, where because with the self-sabotage here, you see the two people here, so it could be two people, okay, that you were how to put this, hold on. Okay, so it reminded me of this card, right? Because they two people here, right? Two people here, right? I mean, they're skeletons, but you know, people, whatever. And then even though you're no longer with them, they pretty much still following you. And the candle here wasn't lit, but then their candles is lit. So it's gotta figure that out. But on this card, it talks about stalking and intimidation and confrontation. So I'm gonna leave that here. Also, the moon is back there too. So this soulmate? Oh, this person that you thought was your soul. It could be a karmic soulmate. Okay. You was with them at a point in time where you was very highly and sabotaging yourself and betraying yourself. So you pretty much, like, when you wanted to say yes to something, or when you just wanted to say no to something, you said yes. Or when, because like I said, you wanted to say yes to something and somebody pretty much tried to tell you or talk you into saying no, or try to intimidate you into saying no, or like making you think that it's something that you shouldn't do. and it's not for you, because this card talks about spying, creeping, intimidation, confrontations, threats, spying. I said stalking. I meant to say stalking, not spying twice. So this person is spying and stalking you. I don't know why it's like when your hand, they didn't want the candle to be lit, but now when the candle was in their hand, they want the candle to be lit. So you have to walk in the woods or in the mountains with no damn light, but they can walk with light, which is unfair. But they want to be able to do that to intimidate you, to cause some type of confrontation, so you can go back to them and continue to sabotaging yourself, thinking it's oh so hard that it's not for you, and you just come back to them, and they can have the control that they used to have before. Because even with the soulmate and stuff like that, you can see that he's fading away. So the connection that you have was fading away. So you no longer was, or if they themselves wasn't there. So the only thing I actually had was probably like sex. But that could explain the stick. This person's trying to come back to reunite. The ace of wands, which is passion. Um, Sex, the sexual art, to get you attractive, like to get you attracted to them again and start back that whole shit back up. It's something with the fire, that candle, because the candle in your hand, they blew out the candle. And it's like they don't want you to take new passionate beginnings else like anywhere, but they can take passionate beginnings. Like that's not fair. So that's what I mean. Like there's something that you wanted to say yes to, and they try to intimidate you into saying no. Oh, but continue with this. It says interfering and meddling, clumsy, and gossiping, petty-minded, and thief. So, yeah. Now you don't even have a candle in your hand no more. So it's like where they didn't have a candle, they probably took your candle, gave it to this other dude, and they went to go find a whole other candle. It's like it's interfering and meddling and Scooby Doo popped my head. You meddling kids. They just trying to do stuff in your life that you don't want, and they trying to. It's all out of intimidation and fear, and they stalking you. So Spirit is giving you a green light. They're trying to tell you that Spirit is not giving you a green light. It's more so yellow. Well, one person is saying like, oh, it's a yellow light. Oh, be cautious. And one other person, right, is saying like, no, stop, completely, just stop, don't do it. And it's like, no, that's not what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying like, get away from these people, because where you was with them, they slowly started fading. Also, with the sexual art, you no longer find them sexual or attractive, but they find you to be everything under like everything, like a whole statue. You know, like the Greek statues, how everybody always like looking at them and stuff like that. That was supposed to be like, or the physique is supposed to be like the pillar or the like resemblance of health or like what just fitness and stuff like that. Your body or how you're shaped, yeah, they will sculpt it. Then we have divine order. Yeah, told the spirits trying to say get away. Spirits gave you the green light. The other two people is the one that needs to be cautious and stop. So they trying to tell you that Spirit's telling you to stop. Spirit's not telling you to stop. Spirit's telling you to go. Green light. Spirit's telling them to stop. And they projecting the message that Spirit is giving them onto you, and it's a completely wrong message. It doesn't tailor to you, matter to you in no way, shape, or form. You don't have to stop. You continue to get away from these people, move away from these people. Just continue. Continue. Because the reason why they want you to stop or slow down is for them to catch up to you, and Spirit don't want them to catch up to you. Which is why the owl could also be in the air. With the divine order. Yeah. They overseeing and looking over the whole thing. and making sure everything goes according to plan and order. And this person is not a part of it. And we have a loyal heart. Come to the edge. Happy feet popped in my head. Please don't push me because I'm close to the edge. And then we have orphaned. But also notice it went from 35 to 36. So it's increasing. So it went from 8 to 9, and then we went to 5. So with the orphan, oh, yeah, that makes sense. 5 talks about changes and transformations, right? And then if there's conflict with this confrontation, and then there's conflict and confrontation with the soulmate. 14 equals 5. That's what's changing. Because with the 2 being here, it was a choice that you have made, a decision that you made to bring this into balance. And transform this. With the, it's 33 and 3. 3 talk about like collaborations and stuff like that. You chose to collaborate with this person, which caused a lot of conflicts and battles. But now it's your choice to bring this into, like, now it's up to you, which is your choice to bring this into harmony, which is still, well, it's 6, but 3 talks about like the only way you can collaborate with this person or work with this person or coexist or function is if you literally walk away and leave this person where they are and let them go. Because letting go ties to 9, even though this is 26 and 26, that's 8, and that ties to the loyal heart. You had a loyal heart and this person wasn't really loyal to you, which is why you had to walk away and let them go to find somebody else that is actually, that's on the same wavelength as you, like I was saying with the dragonfly. So pretty much you're a dragonfly and this person was what's the other thing that lights up? But it's not a firefly. It's like the one that, like, I think fireflies, like, the light is always on, but the other one is like blinking and stuff like that, and it's a completely different color. It's that where you just saw a light and you just thought, oh, we must be the same, and it's like, you're not the same. You're not the same. So they was bringing you around their other, I think it's lanternflies. Is it? Either way, you know the one I'm talking about. The, like, if the butt flickers and stuff like that, and I think it's a like a greenish light. Where I think fireflies is more yellow and orange. So where fireflies, you see multiple of them, where the other one, you only see like 1 or 2, and you see them like spread out, like that kind of thing. So yeah. So it's like they're trying to bring you around their type of people and their kind of people, and you're not that. You're a firefly. So you trying to operate and move like a firefly, and they trying to tell you, we don't do that here. And the reason why they don't do that, and they orphanize you and make you feel like you're different, or you are this and you're that, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you are different because you don't belong there. You're not that species. You a whole different thing. Even though y'all fly, yes, y'all both have light, yes, technically y'all are very similar, but y'all are still 2 totally different species. Like, y'all can't, if y'all try to reproduce, that offspring will not be able to reproduce again. Like, it will just stop that. Well, no, I don't really know, because when you think about it, they say like that with donkeys and stuff, or was that mules? Either way, but you have mad donkeys and mad mules, so it's like, how do we keep having them? If they sterile, who keep breeding these things? Like, it's that. So it's something similar to like that. Like y'all not of the same species. Like y'all can reproduce together, but like whatever y'all create will then be sterile. And then the only way to like bring up that population is if y'all keep reproducing and stuff like that. But then it's like you don't want to because you're orphanized and like and just they're not loyal to. They don't really care about you. That's why I keep saying it's the Ace of Wands. It's just passion and lust. Which could why it becomes all superficial. There's no actual like love and cups there. They're just trying to meddle and intervene or interject your life to make it seem like you on the wrong path when that's not the case. You on the edge of a whole new life away from these people where they won't be able to get to you or reach you. And because I'm looking at the windows over here with the light and stuff like that. So it's like where they try to catch up to you, or even if they try to get up to you, even if they're in the same building, same vicinity, they down here and you up here. So there's not like even, oh, you right above them. Like you above them and some spots over. You feel me? So it's just like they, to get to you, they will have to do like a whole bunch of work and it's just by the time they get there, you might be on a whole different building or a whole new part in your life, a whole new stage in your life that they will never be able to catch up to you, which is why they want, one of them was trying to get you to be cautious and slow down and get you to sabotage yourself like you used to do before, but you're no longer doing that. You see how that hurts. It only hurts you. So where one person had the hand on his shoulder, one person had the hand on the hand that holds the candle. So where one person try to stop you from taking passionate, like new beginnings elsewhere, or starting something, or having ambitions, or having your ideas, or creating stuff, one person try to stop you from moving all together in general. Where one person just like, oh no, don't, that's idea stupid and stuff like that. They don't care if you move around and go places and stuff like that. They just don't want you to create certain things. Where this person, they more, with somebody else is more so like, no, just stay here. Stay here forever and ever and ever. Oh, his Family Guy, come play with us, Stewie. Forever and ever and ever. And then Stewie was like, all work and no play makes Stewie a dull boy. Like, it's that. Like, they want you to just play, sabotage. Do nothing with your life. Like, and then it's just like, you're just like, no, I'm not doing that. Not having that. Then we have influence of ego. Your ego convince you that you are equally only the sums of your... Hold on. Your ego convince you that you are equally only the sum of your possesses, or that you are only as good as other people think. When you stop listening to your ego, you start listening to the intentions. I have to fix that. And getting rid of your egos and let your intention drive you towards your purpose. I know on the paper it says stop listening to your intentions, but it says start listening to your meant to be start listening to your intentions. And stop listening to your crows. Stop listening to your ego and start listening to your intentions, the reason why you're doing something. Like, if there's intimidation, why are you trying to intimidate somebody? If it's because, oh, they think that they're better than them, like better than me. Did they say that? And then even if they did say that, they think it. So what? They can think a lot of things. That doesn't mean that it's true. Doesn't mean that it's right. The intent you to like that. You see how the intentions probably then be stupid. You wasting your time and energy on something that doesn't need to be, wasted on. Like it's. Then we have if I treated you the way you treat me, you would hate me. Because like I said, those people, hmm they do it intentionally to intimidate you and cause some type of conflict and conflict. Either because you didn't let them meddle in your life the way that they wanted to meddle in your life and interfere in it, or because simply just because the things that you can do, they can't do. I don't freaking know why people do the shit that they do, but they just, if they want to live in Delulu, okay, I'll let them live in the reality that they want to live in. Because I can just go about my business. And then we have, it is hard to trust when all you have from the past is examples why you shouldn't. Dead ass. Exactly. That's why I just be leaving people and walking away. And then some of them with the intimidation and the confrontation could be mad because they think they're one of a kind. They're the only person that had the idea to do this. They're the only person that tried to sabotage you. And it's just like, bitch, no. Okay? Like, I've seen this 5 times. Like, you're not the only one. And it's like the way they did this, it's just like, alright, somebody tried that like 2 months ago. Like, it's just, their ideas is not original, but they swear it's original, but it's just pride and ego. So just listen to the attention. Do you need to like pay attention to this person? Is it important for you to turn around? No, the intention is to continue moving on and moving forward. It makes no sense, because you turn around, they gonna try to hide. Like, because you're not supposed to know that they stalking you and watching you. So just like, it makes, just continue moving on and moving forward. These people are not worth it. Then we have narcissists rewrite history to escape accountability. You're not crazy. Also, if you was drawn to Power 1, even if you weren't, pride was a part of it, and pride, half of her face is a skeleton. You have 2 skeletons. You could have had 2 narcissists, 2 prideful people. 2 people that just, well, one of them could have just been an enabler and just supported the rewriting of this history and just went along with it. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, somebody back here is an enabler. Somebody is actually a narcissist. So it could be the one in far back here is just going along with this. See that this person is stalking you and what they're trying to do, and rather than stopping them, they just enabling them. Like, yeah, go ahead, they're your soulmate. Y'all love each other. And it's like, no. 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 And it's just like, for one, no. Like, it's just no. And then it's like, if they would do this to this person, you don't think they would turn around and do the exact same thing to you? It's like, if they treated you like shit, they will treat this other person like shit. It's like, this person don't think that or see that. I don't know what it is. Or they just way too loyal to, I don't fucking know how enablers just, I don't know, okay? But this person could have an enabler. You're not crazy. That's all I got. Then we have, what do you mean? Like, you just, that's all I got. Like, that's what I'm, like. Because I remember one video that popped in my head is like, okay, a couple of things. So like I said, this video ties to a whole other video that starts, the title starts with "Stop Feeling Guilty." Okay? But in that video, I remember it ties to a whole other video I did with about like past life. Well, I remember using my past life deck, and it could have been like, this person is lying, and it was like 3 versions of the lie. And depending on who asking, it's this lie, and like if somebody else come to ask, is that lie, and then if it's like a whole other person come to ask. So let's say, okay, if a family member asks, it's this lie over here. You cheated. I don't know. If it was a friend, you was crazy, you was doing this, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. I forgot what the actual lie was. I just remember the lies doesn't make sense. And then over here, let's say, because co-workers come up a lot. So let's say y'all work together, you had the same co-worker, and you're no longer there. I just popped in my head. They try to say you got fired, and because you got fired, you became this miserable, horrible, monstrous person that they had to break up with you and leave, and they so heartbroken and blah 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 blah. But none of it is true. Because I remember one of the lies was like they trying to. I don't remember if it ties to that. Like I remember using the cars, but I remember one of the lies is like. Because STI or STD came up a lot. So let's say they were the one that have it. They try to say that you gave it to them when you didn't give it to them, and that's why I was very confused. Cause I was just like, if the person, I don't know who, but let's say like you're either asexual, so y'all don't really, you're not like really sexual and stuff like that. So it was like, where did you get this STI from? Like that makes no sense. Not saying that you will be like just because you're asexual that you won't have diseases and stuff like that. It's just like who were they sleeping with? Like who like to get it? It would be more so that like because they don't have sexual urges. They don't have these sexual desires. So it just be like like it's just become very weird. So this was like, it was just a lie that was just very easy to see that it didn't make any sense or that it was a lie. And then I don't know what type of STD or STI it is, but I remember at some point I was like, it was one of them, like it was very clear and very easy to see. Or something that they're trying to hide is very easy to see. I only know like 2 that actually ends up affecting your health at some point in time if you ignore it. So it's like if it is those 2, it's like it's very easy to see like who has it and who don't have it, and who isn't treating it. Okay, like it's that just like with Eazy-E, okay, or Freddie Mercury. Those kind like that. See those diseases. You at some point in time, if you don't treat it, you will be able to see the effect on. I think even in they TLC, he was like, and it was like the 3 silent letters that sent him to his grave. Like it's clear to see who has it and who don't. Like at some point in time, if you don't get it treated, it's going to affect your physical appearance. So it's like you don't even have to talk to your doctor or break any HIPAA laws or anything like that. You can just look at the person and be like, oh yeah, they sick. They sick. Something's going on there. Like, and that's what be like, what do you mean? They trying to rewrite the story to make it seem like it's you. And then even if they try to say they got it from you and they look like and you're there, they still trying to make it seem like, oh no, well you must have got it like the medication earlier or ahead of time. What just popped in my head? You ever watch Girlfriends? It's like Tony where she had chlamydia and she got it from the doctor, and then Greg didn't have it, but she trying to make it seem like she got it from Greg when it was literally like she the one that slept out and she the one that cheated. Is because she didn't expect it to get it from a doctor. It's that like something like that. Well, it's not really clear to see who has chlamydia, but it's not. I get that's what I was like. It's like those kind of like disease where it's like it would affect your appearance at some point in time. So it was like either way, it was just some lie that doesn't make sense. And there was somebody who was sitting there the whole time and saw the whole thing and did absolutely nothing. They try to like a bystander. I'm saying an enabler. Damn near both at this point in time. They go back and forth. Oh, it moved. Okay. And then we have just be honest with me or stay away from me. It's not that difficult. Yeah, some of y'all are dealing with a narcissist. The best way to deal with a narcissist, just let them talk, man. Whatever they think is true, like they even if they know the truth, they're not going to admit the truth. They're not going to say the truth. They're not going to speak it. Okay? This enabler, they know the truth. And yet the enabler is going along with this rewritten story. because they done gaslighted and manipulated to this other person to just believe in whatever they. That's what I'm saying. Your person have a God. Some of your people have a God complex, and they think whatever they say, they word must go, and it's like no. And half the things they be saying is doing is stupid. Stupid. Oh no, card fell. Um, oh, not this deck. But pretty much narcissists, they want the. It's like the emperor, right? But the emperor with the devil. They're very controlling, possessive, obsessive. Lies, manipulate, gaslight, love bomb, self-absorb. Only care if they get their way. They don't really care about your happiness. They more so care about their happiness. Might also cut you off. Projects their problems onto you. Say it's your fault when it's not really your fault. Oh, that see? That probably did something for you. Now you know who I'm talking about. Because, or like it goes together, but it's separate, right? Just like I said, it's two people. Well, technically it's three of y'all, but it's two people that's pretty much bothering you in this enabler. So as soon as I said that they are projecting their problems onto you and saying it's your fault when it's not really your fault, then we had the bro, that's what, like, you probably know who it is and who I was talking about. And then we have out of sight, out of mind. So you just like, look, it's either gonna be honest. If you're not gonna be honest, go about your business. Leave me alone, like, cause I'm not worried about you. Out of sight, out of mind. I've been stopped thinking about you. I've been stopped focusing on you. I'm focusing on myself. I let it go. I'm moving on to bigger and better things. If you're not loyal, I'm good. And they want to come back and try to project some more things onto you. I'm sorry. So we have all these that came out together. So we have BoJack Horseman. So it could be somebody that drinks a lot, but also takes a lot of drugs and eat a lot to suppress their problems, their pain, their anger, their hurt. Also, they don't really like themselves or enjoy themselves that much. Then we have Little Miss can't take no for an answer. Now, if you was in Power 1 and you came over here, it could be somebody that you rejected. If you wasn't drawn to Power 1, or if you were drawn to Power 1 and Power 2, it could be somebody that you rejected. Or somebody that you're going to reject and they don't want to take no as an answer. Which is why with the Two of Swords, you end up blocking this person. Either way, even if you wasn't going to Power 1, you can still use it. It's somebody that you end up, even if it was were with this person, because we're here, y'all was around each other, you were with them at some point in time. That's what I meant by you wanted to, you were saying no, well, I said you said yes. So like you wanted to say no to something, you end up saying yes because of their meddling and try to convince you and coerce you into stuff like that. And this then sabotaged you because you were taking action on things that you wasn't really passionate about, which is why the candle wasn't lit. So when they are passionate with their intention of coming to you, you have more drive and ambition to get away from them than the little bit of passion or the little bit of life, because they're skeletons. They don't have much life or action to do to get to you and stuff like that, where you have more life or more like action to move on and move forward. Also, because with the yellow and stuff like that, you'll be more successful than this person in getting away. And then we have drink it. It tastes like juice. The gaslighting and the manipulation with the narcissist. The lies. Then we have haunted. They're haunted by... Oh, so the reason why they are trying to come back or they're following you or stalking you is because their conscience is eating them alive. That's what's just haunting them. They know they was wrong for what they have done and what they did. Well, they admit it. No, which is why they rewrote the story to escape from accountability. That's their pride and ego. They cannot accept the fact that they are what's wrong. It can't be them. It must be you. And what I just said was sarcasm. Spirit is telling you, you're not the problem. They are the problem. And narcissists are supposed to be in therapy, but they will not go to therapy. Like I just said, they feel like they're not the problem. Nothing is wrong with them. If you just do what they tell you to do, then there won't be no problem. But half the things that they are telling you to do is very stupid, which is why you don't do them. But they feel like you should still do it, even if it's dumb. It's just. But then they won't do it. With this, if I treated you the way that you treat me, you would hate me. It's like but a narcissist is like talking to a brick wall. The only way for you to get them to realize or to see what they do, even if you try to get them to feel how you feel, you have to literally do it. Not even you do it to them, but just put it in terms like, when this happened to you, or when this person did this to you, you felt this, and the third, correct? And it was like, yeah, because blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, okay, but when you did this to me, which is the exact same thing that this person did to you, I shouldn't feel this way. And then their reason will be because y'all are in a relationship, or y'all soulmates, or you in love, or y'all love each other, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, okay, that's all cool and dandy, but love does not excuse disrespect. Like, it's that. Like, they don't get it. They don't understand. So it's just best to just sit there and just let them talk. I was like, don't engage, but it's just there's nothing you can really say, because they're gonna try to manipulate, try to get the attention. So different narcissists do different things. There's some that's like covert narcissists, where they try to hide it, very secretive, and then you find out later on. And then there's one that's very boastful and braggy about it. But then they try to hide it behind, let's say, sarcasm. But after a while, you actually look and pay attention, you realize, like, oh shit, like, you was dead ass about this. Yeah. So we have Linking Loud with you have just got to be yourself and not worry about what other people think. And that's what you're letting go. You was worried about what this other person thinks or thought. That's the intimidation. You're no longer letting other people intimidate you into doing things that you don't want to do. Then we have so much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they hired a new one from SpongeBob. So it's like, if you try to wait for the truth, or think you're gonna get the truth from this person, you're gonna be waiting for a very long time. Then we have, I'm in the game until they kick me out. I gotta fix this card too. That was Monthly Shogo Magazine. Oh, with this person, so pretty much, okay, so she was pretty much a good athlete and stuff like that. And she was very talented in multiple different ways. And so even though she was a girl, she was pretty much training with the guys to pretty much get them, like, ready for their own games and stuff like that, because she was so good and stuff like that. So that's what she means. She was like, I'm in the game until they kick me out. If I don't get kicked out this game, I'm in this game. I don't care if I'm winning, if they losing, I'm in this game. Like, until the coach take me out, I'm in the game, bro. And that's what it is. They want to intimidate you to get you out the game. So this is basketball and stuff like that. You know, like how, well, some of them might try to get you, like, they would try to, like, double team you and stuff like that. So you probably will like always have to pass the ball. You can't shoot and stuff like that. So you just have to pass. They think like that's gonna stop you from participating in the game, and it's just like, no, like, okay, they double team you, they're leaving somebody else open. So the person that they leaving open, you shoot, like, you giving them the ball, and that person actually makes the shot. So it's like where, let's say you was at the 3-point line, right? And they sitting here double teaming you. But the person that's they left open, right? Because it's two people on you, and that means somebody else gotta be open, duh. So that means, let's say that person's also at the 3-point line. You pass the ball over to them. They don't have enough time to get to the other person by the time you pass. So you pass the ball, they catch the ball, they shoot the ball. They don't have enough time to get to leave you to get to that person to stop that ball from getting to the hoop. So either way, you still make 3 points. Even if it wasn't like they was actually on the 3-point line, it was like somewhere else, you still get. It's not 3 points, but you still get 2 points. Like you still get points. That's what I mean. Like where they down here, you up here and somewhere like over somewhere else. Like you. It's not like it's just you by yourself. Like Spirit's there with you too, or like you have other people working with you too. Well, I'm saying Spirit with the owl. Like Spirit's working with you too. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we had 2 cards that came out with strength. With the rising God, with loyalty, deliverance from those who seek to oppress, and brings victory in the 5 of Cups with God, King, and Ruler, with prosperity, destruction of enemy, and deliverance from bondage. Yeah. So the people that was kind of sort of, they was manipulating it. They were manipulating you. Okay, into sabotaging yourself. And then once you realize it or become aware of it, they're going to try to gaslight you to do it all over again. Because if you wasn't around them, you wouldn't be sabotaging yourself. Or let's say you did like self-sabotage, but it wasn't at the rate or the level that you were sabotaging yourself when you was around these people. But they're going to try to make it seem like, well, did I tell you to sabotage yourself? Or did I do this? Did I do that? No, that was all you, and blah, 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 blah. But you already know and aware of the whole manipulation and gaslighting. That there were certain times that you try to make your own choices and make your own decisions, and they either spoke over you or went behind your back and did something completely different. Because with the 5 of Cups, it's talking about like three cups down, 2 cups still standing. So even though there's 3 people here and stuff like that, there was no celebration. There was no loyalty here. There was 2. No, so he was crying, very sad, melancholy, depression. Feel like all is lost, crying over spilled milk. But over time, you put that behind you with this out of sight, out of mind, and now this person could be trying to come back and tell you, trying to make it seem like they want to be honest with you, but they're not. And you're letting it go because you realize that there's still 2 cups standing. These people aren't loyal, but that doesn't mean that loyal people aren't out there. And then we have the Star with God the Just, with equilibrium and protection against attacks in court. I mean, I was just talking about basketball, but that is a court, basketball court, okay? But it could be like even in legal stance, because I was gonna say over here, if this person is stalking you and then this other person is with them, they both technically are stalking you, so this person is an accessory. They will go to jail too. That's what I was going to say earlier, but I was like, whatever. I just brushed it off, but now court's coming out, just like, yeah. Like, it makes no sense. It was like, you will go too, bitch. Like, it doesn't. Yo. So, And then the enabler or this bystander can't even say like, "Oh, I didn't know what was happening." Like, no, you knew. You knew. The amount of times I keep saying there was somebody with them, somebody saw this, just like, and they never came up or spoke up or anything like that. So it's like you walked away, they also walked away. But let's say this person, like the person was able to manipulate them for them to come back and stuff like that. They weren't able to do that with you, so now they're trying to use, or could be trying to use this other person to do it, or to try to get you to come back. Let's say y'all was friends and stuff like that. It's still not working. You was out of sight, out of mind with both of them. Like you don't care to be around neither one of them. Then we have the Two of Wands with the helping God, with love and wisdom, victories over those who would attack you. Right? Yeah. In my little basketball analogy, ganging up on you, double teaming. While they doing that and focusing on you, they're not focusing on the rest of the court where you're focusing on the rest of the court. So, is it checkers or chess? Whichever one that has like the kings and the queens and stuff like that, they're a pawn. Okay? And they're trying to come at the queen or take down the queen or even the king and stuff like that. But it's more so the queen, because the queen can go every way she wants. They're trying to take you down or that down, but meanwhile, you still have pawns out there. You still have knights out. You have your king right next to you. You still have rooks. You have all this other things where they're just this pawn that has nothing. Nothing. They can't become a king. They're not going to become a queen. Nothing. Nothing. Like, that's all I got. They got nothing. But yet they coming for you, and it's like, for what? It's like, it's out of their league. It's like they're dealing with something that it's advanced. Then we have the Chariot with God who is like God, with persistent success in conflict and overcoming adversities. Is there a 7? No. If there was a 7, I'd be like, then that's, yeah. But the challenge, so there's a challenge. I already talked about the challenge. Is this person a fake karmic soulmate? Well, it wasn't fake. It was a karmic soulmate. Well, false flame, but still, it's still fake. Either way, it's fake. It's not an actual true soulmate. And they trying to lie to you and manipulate you to thinking that you're true actual soulmates, and you're not. Then we have the Three of Swords with the quickly forgiving God, with love and submission, curing illness, influence, platonic. No, that's not platonic. Parental love, and gives a long life. Kind of sort of this. I said platonic, so the person could have been a friend. Could be a friend that's doing this, or a friend that you dated, or somebody, or a friend that you wants to date you and you said no to, and now they just becoming weird. Or just became very immature with the parental thing. And it's like you quickly let it go and you forgave them and moved on. It's just out of sight and out of mind, but it's like they keep trying to do shit and keep trying to come back. Then we have the Moon with God is my strength, with divine reevaluations and revealing messages and having the power to destroy. And then we have the Three of Cups. The 3 cups that was down, and the 5 of Cups. With the right hand of God, which is technically, hold on. The right hand? Jesus is on the left or the right? I think the right hand is a whole other angel, which is Samuel, which in this deck is the devil. So this person, okay. So you think that you're being or okay, with the devil being in the right hand, and the Samuel, which is an archangel, but you know, might look at him and be like, no, but he is. So it's that this is actually happening to you to help you, not break you, to show you something. And if you had stayed with these people, you wouldn't have seen it or realized it or been able to take action on it, which is why they're telling you like to get away and move away. The more you get away and you let go of it, the more you see and the more you realize it. With the moon being here, there's certain things are covered and hidden. And then, the Three of Cups at the right hand of God with fame and renewal, influence, commerce, ventures, and great discoveries. Yeah, pretty much like I said, the more you get away, the more you discover certain things and see certain things for what it is or how it was. But you wouldn't have seen it if you had stayed there. If people try to take you out of the game, you were still in the game. Because we're also trying to, like, they was trying to double team you, either get you to file so you can get taken out the game. However it is, they're trying to get you out the game. They were trying to get you out the game. Then we have Parking Angel. So you're getting away, you're letting things go. Where they was probably tell you like, oh, if you leave, where you're gonna stay, there's not gonna be a place for you, there's not gonna be a spot for you. Angels were saying like, I'm gonna get you a spot. There will be a spot for you. There will be a place for you to park. You'll be fine. Like, you'll be fine. And then we have the Angel of Manifestation. So all that you're manifesting is coming. And people that's trying to oppress you and lie to you, keep you stuck, that is being let go. Even if it's friends and or family, co-workers, whoever it is letting go, getting let go. Everybody that seeks to oppress you, that's trying to keep you stuck, any enemies, pretty much, okay, in the eyes of the Lord, okay, is being let go. Yeah, seen and unseen, they all just being let go. And with Three of Swords being here, it might be real. Some of them, I said, like, seen and unseen, you probably didn't really know about or expect it to happen, but it's like you realize that those cups is down, but you realize that there's still, the two cups is still standing. Like, that's just making room for somebody better to come in and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all that I'm saying for this reading. If you feel like this reading resonated with you, then please like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you for watching.